Happy Saturday. I've been up for a couple of hours, enjoying my morning, enjoying a cup of creamy coffee this morning. Good stuff. All right, let's go ahead and do it. Let's put that back off the edge of the table, KJ, so we don't spill it and get scalded on live video. All right. January 22nd, Job's fourth speech, a response to Zophar, Job 12, 1 through 25. Then Job spoke again. You people really know everything, don't you? And when you die, wisdom will die with you. Well, I know a few things myself, and you're no better than I am. Who doesn't know these things that you've been saying? Yet my friends laugh at me, for I call on God and expect an answer. I am a just and blameless man, yet they laugh at me. People who are at ease mock those in trouble. They give a push to people who are stumbling, but robbers are left in peace, and those who provoke God live in safety, though God keeps them in his power. Just like the animals, they will teach you, and the birds of the sky, they will tell you. Speak to the earth, and it will instruct you. Let the fish of the sea speak to you, for they all know that my disaster has come from the hand of the Lord. For the life of every living thing is in his hand, and the breath of every human being. The ears test the words it hears, just as the mouth distinguishes between foods. Wisdom belongs to the aged, and understanding to the old. But true wisdom and power are found in God. Counsel and understanding are his. What he destroys cannot be rebuilt. When he puts someone in prison, there is no escape. If he holds back the rain, the earth becomes a desert. If he releases the waters, they flood the earth. Yes, strength and wisdom are his. Deceivers and deceived are both in his power. He leads counselors away, stripped of good judgment. Wise judges become fools. He removes the royal robe of kings. They are led away with ropes around their waist. He leads priests away, stripped of status. He overthrows those with long years in power. He silences the trusted advisor and removes the insights of the elders. He pours disgrace upon princes and disarms the strong. He uncovers mysteries hidden in darkness. He brings light to the deepest gloom. He builds up nations and he destroys them. He expands nations and he abandons them. He strips kings of understanding and he leaves them wandering in a pathless wasteland. They grope in darkness without a light. He makes them stagger like drunkards. Job wants to argue his case with God. Job 13, 1 through 19. Look, I have seen all of this with my own eyes and heard it with my own ears, and now I understand. I know as much as you do. You are no better than I am. As for me, I would speak directly to the Almighty. I want to argue my case with God himself. As for you, you smear me with lies. As physicians, you are worthless quacks. If only you could be silent. That's the wisest thing you could do. Listen to my charge and pay attention to my arguments. Are you defending God with lies? Do you make your dishonest argument for his sake? Will you slant your testimony in his favor? Will you argue God's case for him? What will happen when he finds out what you are doing? Can you fool him as easily as you fool people? No, you will be in trouble with him if you secretly slant your testimony in his favor. Doesn't his majesty terrify you? Doesn't your fear of him overwhelm you? Your platitudes are as vulnerable as ashes. Your defense is as fragile as a clay pot. Be silent now and leave me alone. Let me speak, and I will face the consequences. Why should I put myself in mortal danger and take my life in my own hands? God might kill me, but I have no other hope. I'm going to argue my case with him, but this is what it will save me. I am not godless. If I were, I could not stand before him. Listen closely to what I am about to say. Hear me out. I have prepared my case. I will be proved innocent. Who can argue with me over this? And if you prove me wrong, I will remain silent and die. Job asks how he has sinned. Job 13:20 through 14:22. O God, grant me these two things, and then I will be able to face you. Remove your heavy hand from me, and don't terrify me with your awesome presence. Now, summon me, and I will answer, or let me speak to you, and you reply. Tell me, what have I done wrong? Show me my rebellion and my sin. Why do you turn away from me? Why do you treat me as your enemy? Would you terrify a leaf blown by the wind? Would you chase dry straw? You write bitter accusations against me, and bring up all the sins of my youth. You put my feet in stocks. You examine all my past. You trace all my footprints. I waste away like rotting wood, like a moth-eaten coat. How frail is humanity! How short is life! How full of trouble! We blossom like a flower and then wither. Like a passing shadow, we quickly disappear. Must you keep an eye on such a frail creature and demand an accounting from me? Who can bring purity out of an impure person? No one. You have decided the length of our lives. You know how many months we will live. We are not given a minute longer. So leave us alone and let us rest. We are like hired hands. So let us finish our work in peace. Even a tree has more hope. If it is cut down, it will sprout again and grow new branches. Though its roots have grown old in the earth, and its stump decays, and the scent of water will bud and sprout again like a new seedling. But when people die, their strength is gone. They breathe their last breath, and then where are they? As water evaporates from a lake and a river disappears in drought, people are laid to rest and do not rise again. Until the heavens are no more, they will not wake up, nor be roused from their sleep. I wish you would hide me in the grave and forget me there until your anger has passed, but mark your calendar to think of me again. Can the dead live again? If so, this would give me hope through all my years of struggle, and I would eagerly await the release of death. You would call, and I would answer, and you would yearn for me, your handiwork. For then you would guard my steps instead of watching for my sins. For my sins will be sealed in a pouch, and you would cover my guilt. But instead, as mountains fall and crumble, and as rocks fall off from a cliff, as water wears away from the stones, and floods wash away the soil, so you destroy people's hope. You always overpower them, and they pass from the scene. You disfigure them in death and send them on their way. They never know if their children grow up in honor or sink to insignificance. They suffer painfully. Their life is full of trouble. Such a chipper chapter. Chipper chapter. Amber, I was reading from Job. This morning we are in Job. This is a chronological Bible, so it goes in order of event from beginning to end. All right. Excuse me as I yawn. Oh my gosh. Let's do Trim Healthy Mama 100 Days of Inspiration, day 22. All right. Cement your convictions. Convictions don't come suddenly. They take time to reinforce. We often start thinking this way or that, and we change our minds as we go along. We are influenced by society and what people around us think and say, but we cannot stay tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine. We must become cemented in our convictions. Ephesians 4:14 says, then we will no longer be like children, forever changing our minds about what we believe because someone has told us something different or because someone cleverly lied to us and made a lie sound like the truth. Convictions become part of us as we seek after truth and search God's word for understanding. Truth becomes flesh and blood. When Jesus came, he was made flesh, full of grace and truth. The truth was part of him. When truth is not only a big head of knowledge, but a part of who you are, you will not be intimidated by those who do not understand or even ridicule you for your stand. When truth is cemented in your heart, you will not change your mind even when you have opposition on all sides. Godly convictions, rooted in God's word, will stand up against all ridicule, debate, criticism, agnosticism, insurmountable difficulties, persecution, and situational ethics. Nancy. All right, prepare a head day. Have a treat making day where you stuff your freezer full of skinny chocolate, coconut divine fudge squares. Where is that recipe? I need it right now. I've never heard that. Coconut divine fudge squares. Basic treat squares, flaxseed protein bars, easy peasy muffins, just like wheat thins, or whichever you choose from the THM recipes. Take portions out of your freezer and put them into the fridge when you need to restore your edible stash. This way, you'll always have treats on hand. It saves time to make double or triple batches of recipes so they are always prepared for future meals. Wonder Wraps are a staple for my husband, and I always make a double or quadruple batches. If I am making meatloaf, I make two and slice the other into lunchtime portions and freeze them in little baggies for a speedy lunch. Sunday night, when we all hang around talking, I flip a week's worth of Trim Healthy pancakes while chatting with friends and family. Be protein prepared. Pearl is a wise little aunt when she makes her weekly chicken breast for her fridge. I also like to have a dozen hard-boiled eggs in the fridge for our children's snacks, or salad protein boosters. I also like to buy no-drain pouches of salmon, tuna, chicken to throw in my super prepared girl bag for easy at-home lunch preparation. Serene. It's more than possible. Overcoming bad food habits is possible because we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. Philippians 4:13. It's more than possible. It's not the biggest challenge when you really think about it. Christ himself overcame the cross. Christ himself said in John 16:33, "These things I have spoken unto you, that in me you might have peace. In a world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world." What is food compared to a cross? What is food compared to the world? Bad food habits are only a minor tribulation compared to those. Don't let a little thing, like being chained to food, keep you from being of good cheer. If Christ overcame the cross, surely we can overcome bad food habits. Better. Okay. Thanks for joining me this morning. So I have to do a couple of things, but plan to be live before too terribly long. I think I am going to make or try to make pat a choux or mini cream puffs from from no carb easy bread. The bagels I made the other day, the mini bagels, came out so good and so tasty, and I think the boiling of the batter made a big difference. So I'm going to make pat a choux. If you've ever had pat a choux, it's like a pastry. It's like eclair pastry, but in little balls, and you fill them with cream or whatever, and they're delicious. And I'm going to try to sweeten the no carb easy bread and make pat a choux and fill it with glucose pudding and cream, and maybe top it with caramel glaze. It might take a while because it's a lot of steps, but in my head, they come out perfectly. So I hope to see you there. I'll just be a bit. I got to film a couple of quick things, and then I shall be live for that. And if I don't see you for breakfast, I hope you have a blessed Saturday. Stay on plan today. It's Saturday. You don't need to go off plan on Saturday. There's plenty of options for eating out and takeout and all that fun jazz. It's 16 below zero here right now. I have no intention of leaving my house except for one very short, very quick run to Sam's Club to pick up an order. And I'm going to spend the rest of the day in my house doing some food prep, I think. So, all right, you have a blessed day. I love you all, and I'll see you for breakfast soon.